Good morning, folks. Happy Thursday. I hope you're all doing well. If you're watching this video, then you should have already taken the communication style self-assessment, which looks like this. Remember to answer as honestly as possible and look up any words that you don't know. If you haven't done this yet, then go ahead and pause this video and do that now. There are paper copies of it in your box, and I've also posted both a English and a Spanish version of it on your website under the advisory tab. So pause this video right now if you have not taken that self-assessment and go ahead and go do that and then come back. After you get done making your choice on all 15 of these lines, then you're going to add up your totals by the column on the bottom. Then once you do that, you want to see which one you have the most points in. If it's the first column, that makes you a primary thinker. If it's the second column, primarily you are a feeler. If the third column is a sensor, and the fourth column is an intuitor, and I'll explain what all of that means. The one you scored the most points in is the thing that you are primarily, but you may have also scored highly in another column, so pay attention to that as well, because that is a secondary style of communication for you, and you might find it helpful to look at those characteristics as well. Once you have your totals, you're going to want to go to your class site. Remember, that's bit.ly/longhornyourgrade. Go to the advisory tab. Scroll past my face. Hey, look, I'm wearing the same shirt. And you'll see the characteristics of the 4 styles of communication. This is a document that helps you understand all of the ways that your primary style of communication usually operates. Now, this is by no means the end-all be-all of how you will always communicate in every situation, and it's not necessarily a prescription for how you should communicate based on that short assessment, but it may help you understand how you operate in a group of people and how you best like to communicate. For each of the 4 styles of communication, there are these things. You have at the top behavioral patterns. So for thinkers, typically they like to analyze and order things in a logical fashion. Then you also have a list of possible positives for this style of communication and possible negatives. Now again, that doesn't mean that that's going to be you every time, but these are things to think about. The second row contains information about how this style of communication operates at their best and how they may operate when they are under stress. And the last thing that I have is how to reward this style of communication. And as you can see, I have that for the feeler, for the sensor, and for the intuitor as well. Whichever style that the survey told you that you have the most of, look through that chart and see if you agree or disagree with the characteristics that are on that table. Think about whether or not you see yourself in the things that are being described, and then have a discussion with your advisory group on whether or not you agree or disagree about what this chart says about your style of communication. I'm going to get off now and let you read over these characteristics. I encourage you to have discussions with other people that have your same characteristics, as well as those that may be on the opposite side of the spectrum. Because regardless of what your style of communication is, we all have to communicate in a school setting, in a professional setting, and in life. That's what I have for you today. Enjoy reading through these things. Be good to yourself and others, and we'll see you real soon.